Well, we're counting down the days, Hugh. Chuck Schumer and the National Democrats are pouring money into Texas, and they're outspending basically all of the incumbent senators. It's unbelievable the amount of money they're pouring in. But we think we're right on the policies that have made Texas the envy of the country when it comes to job creation and opportunity. Unfortunately, most of the policies that Joe Biden and my opponent want to impose will destroy that. So that's the case we're making, and I'm optimistic.
Well, to my listeners in San Antonio and Houston and Dallas, go to johncornyn.com and make sure you're part of the effort to retain one of the most influential senators in the United States. And I believe that is the website, isn't it, Senator? johncornyn.com?
You got it, Hugh.
All right. Now, I have two questions. First, Judge Barrett, the Hill report, she's going to have a vote on the 26th of this month. Is that correct?
I think, yeah. Is that Monday?
Yes.
Yes, that's Monday. That's the plan, and I believe we will succeed.
You've got to be out of Texas. I know you'd rather be campaigning, but you're doing your job, and I appreciate you for that.
Well, I tell you what, if there is nothing more important than getting Amy Coney Barrett on the Supreme Court. This is something that's going to last the next 25 or 30 years and finally restore the court to its rightful role as a umpire calling balls and strikes, legally speaking, rather than being a policymaker. And I can't think of anything more important than me being here, being part of that right now. But yeah, then I want to get back for the campaign.
Now, Senator, I watched during the Judiciary Hearing Committee last week. You did a great job. Thank you. You were on target. Very pointed. But everyone knows who listens to this show, you're a former Texas Supreme Court justice, so you know the law. I have a legal question for you. 28 Code of Federal Regulations 600.1, grounds for appointing a special counsel reads, the Attorney General, or in cases in which the AG is recused, the acting Attorney General will appoint a special counsel when he or she determines that criminal investigation of a person or matter is warranted and A, that investigation or prosecution of that person or matter by a United States attorney or litigating division of the Department of Justice would present a conflict of interest for the department or other extraordinary circumstances, and B, that under the circumstances, it would be in the public interest to appoint an outside special counsel to assume responsibility for the matter. It seems to me we need a special counsel for the Biden affair. Do you agree, Senator?
Well, ordinarily, my first choice would be to have the Department of Justice investigate it in regular order. But I think under these circumstances, particularly with the uncertainty of the election coming up, to make sure that this isn't just swept under the rug, maybe that would be the appropriate move. But obviously, as you know, this is the call that Bill Barr is going to make. I have a lot of confidence in him and that he'll make the right decision.
I'm just afraid that if President Trump wins re-election, anything that comes out of this will be judged to be an attempt to prove retroactively that he was correct. And if Joe Biden wins, nothing coming of it will be suspect as a cover-up. This is one of the unique circumstances where I believe you really ought to stand up a special counsel and let him go.
Well, I do think you make a good point, and I just am not typically a fan of special counsel, but this may be one of those extraordinary circumstances. Let me mull that over a little bit. I hate to give you a final answer, but you make a good point.
Yeah, I hate them too, and I think I didn't think the Mueller was a well-advised appointment. I did not think there was the predicate that you need, but I think it's for a situation like this. Now, as to the vice president's conduct of this campaign, I'd like you remarking upon someone who just will not engage with the American people this way.
Well, sadly, he thinks this is working. You know, his Zoom calls from the basement seem to be working for him. Unfortunately, you know, they're able to focus not on the president's successes and his policies that I think commend his reelection and the reason I support him, and just try to blame him for not stopping this pandemic, which nobody's been able to stop. I don't know why he thinks that the president is responsible when, in fact, when he cut off flights from China back in January, Joe Biden and the Democrats called him a racist and a xenophobe, and now they say he didn't do enough. So, unfortunately, that's the environment we're in now, and Joe Biden seems to think it's working for him. That's why I'm glad we will have a debate on Thursday night. I hope it's an improvement over the last one, and we talk about real policy.
Now, Senator, last question. Texas needs the energy business. Joe Biden wants to shut it down. Kamala Harris, you know very well, wants to shut it down. How much does that matter in Texas? Because it ought to matter everywhere, and we got about 45 seconds, Senator.
Well, the shale gas revolution is something to be very proud of, and it's a tribute to the inventiveness and the entrepreneurship of a lot of wonderful people. But instead of being an importer of liquefied natural gas, we're exporting it to the world. We're reducing carbon emissions as a result. But you're right. Kamala said she wants to ban fracking. Joe Biden feels strongly both ways, but then he admitted he really wanted to ban fossil fuels. And it would be a job killer, and it would be a self-inflicted wound on the American economy. But apparently that's where Bernie and AOC and Elizabeth Warren are taking their party.
Well, I hope the people of Texas are listening. They go to johncornyn.com. In fact, everyone in America can go and help out John Cornyn at johncornyn.com. Thank you.